imagine like what we would be doing right now if UK football was about 4 days away from the national championship? And no offense, but in the last decade, Kentucky's been a better football program than Indiana. Both are thought of the same nationally, but Kentucky has certainly invested more, has better fan support in the last decade, has just been a better football program, recruited better, had better results. But they hire Curt Cignetti. He comes in. Yep. It goes to show what the right coach can do. I would be a mess if Kentucky was playing in the national championship for a 16-0 season. Although, I guess there would be a little house money aspect.
That's what I was going to ask you. Would you just feel like, this is amazing, I can't believe we're the talk of college football right now?
That would be awesome, and just thinking like, well, Cignetti's going to be here. We ain't going anywhere, so even if we were to stumble, we're going to have more fun. But you're knocking at the door of a national championship.
How many times are you going to be the favorite?
That is forever.
Yep.
And on top of it, you would be the last two teams in college basketball and college football to have undefeated seasons. I hate that.
Wow.
I mean, it makes me sick to think of it, but that national championship, 76 team from Indiana, and then they would have the most recent undefeated national football champion, which you may not see all that often moving forward. They're going to be 16-0, dude. That's an NFL season at that point.
Unbelievable.
And you're talking about teams probably coming either from the Big 12, SEC, or Big 10, or potentially ACC, which is a little bit easier than the other ones. It's hard to go undefeated in conference play. It's really hard. And then, obviously, you have to win all your playoff games once you do that. So I wouldn't doubt if we'll see another undefeated football champion at some point. Maybe it's Curt Cignetti in Indiana again, just the following year.
Yeah.
But, Scoots is over the moon. I'm sure Matt Dennison had something else going on. We'll talk some football maybe a little bit later on in the show. Probably keep it closer to UK and the transfer portal and whatnot. But we're going to relive last night, at least to start. But I need to check in with my guy, producer Matt Childers. Matt, how are you?
I'm good. We're good this morning. Woke up a little, on normal time. I'm sorry, I went to bed kind of late last night. I didn't go to bed till about 2 in the morning last night.
Wow.
Same.
Last night I told you that we were supposed to go ice skating. Well, that didn't happen because Iceland was closed.
The entire country?
Yes, the entire country was on.
That is pretty wild that they shut the country down.
I thought it was Greenland that we were going after.
It's true.
It's true.
But so we ended up going to see a movie instead. We went and saw Marty Supreme last night at 9:20.
Whoa, that's a late show.
That was an awesome film.
It was really good.
I also watched that.
That was it was easily one of the most intense movies I've watched in the past couple of years. But it was really good.
Yep.
Timothy Chalamet, he's that guy.
Oh, yeah?
He really is.
Okay, well, I've heard so many good reviews of that movie. I just have to go see it.
It was Gwyneth's first movie in like a decade as well. And she was great in it too. So
she was great in it. Gwyneth Paltrow was great in it. It is a movie you would go see with selective friends, I would say.
Okay.
Like, wouldn't go see it with your parents.
Oh, is that one of those kind of movies?
Wouldn't go see it with
hot and steamy.
Maybe younger people, like kids. Obviously, wouldn't say go see that movie. The intro to the movie itself actually made me laugh hysterically.
Why is that?
I can't even give it away. You just have to watch it. Corey probably knows what I'm talking about.
Of course.
It's just like we're adults here. Is it just a sex scene or something? Like passionate love making?
It's the following of the sex scene of what like when the title card shows up.
Like a little pillow talk?
Marty Supreme, they do the pre-show movie credits.
Uh-huh.
It's like a video they're playing during the credits that is very interesting.
Okay. Well, that's a good movie tease.
Yeah, it is. I'm interested.
You're good. You should do some PR for Marty Supreme because I want to see it even more so now. But good. That is probably a late night. No doubt about it. Did you have popcorn?
Not last night because we ate dinner right before we left.
So you just had nothing in the movie theater? You just kind of raw dogged it?
I usually get popcorn, but
you have to. That's the whole point.
I don't get paid until tomorrow, and I am broke.
Oh.
Technically, the only reason I got to go is because I have the Cinemark Movie Pass, and that was my free ticket.
Well, you are right that movie theater concessions aren't cheap. I will give you a nod. Well, next time you go to the movie, I'll Venmo you $5. You can get popcorn. Okay?
How popcorn? Can you Venmo me $5?
I was going to say that'd be like a kiddie popcorn.
Being here?
No.
Oh.
You, I think, have gotten food the last 2 times you've been here, whether it's been pretzel nuggets or lunch in its own right.
I think if I walked
absolutely not, no $5.
I think if I walked into a movie theater concession stand with only $5 in my pocket, I think they would spit on me.
They'd be like, I'll pour you a quarter of a beer. Here you go. Here's a shot of beer for your $5. Now get the hell out of here. All right, well, good. I'm glad you had a nice Wednesday evening. Stephen Peak, I had the post-game show tweet written of disappointment, of just, here we go again. Call in. Here's the number. They hit that shot. I'm very glad that my producer over at the other station, Zach Cantrell, was not filming me or showing me. I did just like jump around just like aimlessly. I was pumped because I do feel like Kentucky season's pretty much over if you don't win that game.
I agree.
And while I don't have high expectations for the bar that Kentucky has going into a season, they're not going to meet that, unfortunately. I still want a tournament run. I still want to at least dream. I want to have Selection Sunday and hear your name called. And I really fear that if you don't win that game last night, not that it would be impossible to get there, but I do think you'd be on the wrong side and you'd have to work your way back and you'd be in last place in the conference. It wouldn't have been good. That was huge. This team still has a ton of issues. We'll talk about it as the show goes on. But that finish, just one reality versus another.
Yes.
The shot goes in. I'm just so happy we're living in this one.
I mean, that's the difference between how I woke up this morning, what I would be feeling if Malachi doesn't make that shot, or if LSU makes those free throws and where Kentucky has to hit a three to send it to overtime. So many things. First of all, let's stop getting down by 18. Can we just stop doing that? Because obviously they're better than that, right? I mean, what did they score in the second half? 53 points?
3 points, yeah.
Yeah, you're obviously better than one field goal in the first 11 minutes of the game.
Dude, unbelievable. Just unbelievable. And it
that
just keeps
was
happening, Corey.
That was on a fast break. Their first made field goal in a half-court setting was 11 and a half minutes in.
Andrea Jelovich 3?
Yeah.
Dude.
Crazy.
That was the first field goal?
Made jump shot.
The first, non-transition.
Yeah, like
field goal.
in half court.
But I mean, when was the first made field goal, and how long was it between those two? Because I looked at the stat broadcast, and it said, I think at the under 16 timeout, which came around like 15:20 or something like that, it said LSU is on a 2-minute and 45-second scoring drought. I was like, man, they're on a 2-minute and 4. So they haven't scored for half of this game, and they have doubled up Kentucky's scoring at this
crazy.
point. I mean, that should never happen.
Yeah, and I convinced my grandfather, who has kept stats since 1974, pretty much every game. He very rarely missed a game. Never been to Rupp Arena, by the way. Well, he did for my sister's graduation, but not for a Kentucky basketball game. But a diehard fan who's been keeping stats for, what is that, Corey? You're good at math.
52 years.
52 years. And so he stopped last year. He's gotten older, and he can't get downstairs to his normal spot where he's got everything, and just keeping up with it. Mark Pope wanted to play some fast-paced offense last year. The last game was the Auburn loss last year. And so I don't get to watch very many games with him anymore, but not making the trip to Baton Rouge allowed me to do that last night. And so I reached out to him. I was like, all right, one final game. Just do one more game. We got a fresh notebook. And what a night that was. My dad and I were over there, crammed into his TV room, and we thought, at first, down 18, I almost wanted to apologize to him for asking him to do this. Like, I'm sorry I'm making you sit through this, and he doesn't like staying up past 9, and I'm like, you're going to have to stay up past 9 to watch this. So the other thing that could have happened was it goes to overtime, and he might just been like, you know what, I'm going to bed. Let me know if they won tomorrow morning. But Malachi catches that pass, and he's wide open. And all the stuff processing in my head at the time, I just knew he was going to make it. Like, I was like, oh, this has to end on this note. And the only other thing I was worried about was, did he get it off in time after the Otega-Oweh jumper that I thought gave Kentucky the lead. What an incredible moment that was. And we were all just like hugging, slapping high fives. And then the clip on my Twitter goes, somewhat viral, and he's being... I was reading, he's not on Twitter, obviously, but I'm reading him the comments this morning. It was so cool. What a moment.
You went a little viral with that. That was awesome. I was so happy to see that for you and your father and your grandfather. What a cool moment that you all will share. And to have it on video.
Yeah.
That was sweet.
Yeah, his final game.
What did you knock off the table of his?
It was another notebook. We had one of his older notebooks there because we were going through. I'm making a whole video about it, and my phone was on top of that, so it all fell off.
Say that thing went flying. I thought that was the stats. I was like, your pop worked so hard on this, and here's Stephen Begas just blowing it right off the table. But as you all go, you all were like looking at it, later. Like it was almost like you all needed to check to make sure his stats were right, to make sure the score was correct.
Yeah,
the Cats did win. That was so cute. It was awesome. Highly recommend checking it out.
His final stat that he recorded is a made Malachi Moreno jump shot to win the game. And it's kind of cool. He started in 74-75, and the final score, 75-74.
Wow. Amazing.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
That is incredible. That's and crazy. The cool thing is the final stat that he wrote down, I guarantee you that his son and his grandson practiced in your driveway a million times.
Oh, yeah.
Bryce, I'm sure you did as well, whether in a driveway, whether it's on a Nerf hoop. You have played for the University of Kentucky. The clock has been winding down. You've done that exact turnaround, maybe a little bit of a fadeaway. It's good. You go crazy in your driveway just like they did down in Baton Rouge. We've all lived that shot a million times. Were you all big just, again, Malachi even said it. Like that's the dream. I did it. You all are shaking your head.
I'm still doing it. What are you talking about?
I had a game that I made when I was a kid, and it was I'd shoot 5 free throws, and that was my seed. So if I was 5 for 5, I was either a 1 or a 2 seed, and I shot one more to determine if I was a 1 or a 2. If I made 4 of 5, I was a 3 or a 4, and I'd just go down and down. So if I had a really bad free throw shooting spell, I may be like a 10 or an 11.
Barely getting in. Bubble team.
And based on what seed I was my margin, my deficit. So if I was playing in my head, if I was like an 8 seed playing a 1 seed, there was 30 seconds left on the clock, and I was down 7. And I would like shoot a 3, and I'd foul. Oh yeah, it was totally elaborate. Here's the deal, though. I would lose all the time. Like I would just lose.
We had to be honest with it.
You did, and it'd be like, well, and like I do a little March Madness run, and it'd be really fun to be like a 7 seed and like get to the Final Four. But then I would probably just lose because I was playing a 1 seed for like the second straight time, and I needed to overcome 6 points in 30 seconds, and I just wasn't a good enough shooter to do it. Point being, I was just so jealous that Malachi had that moment. And I wish so badly that my parents were 7-footers. They really disciplined me in basketball.
I don't think his mom is 7 foot.
I blame my parents, not me, for not being good. No, but in all seriousness, that kid is living the dream.
Man.
And that's not there are people on this team that effort and energy was an issue yesterday, but there are some people on the team where it's like, do they get it? Do they realize how important this is? Malachi certainly is not one of them. Not in the slightest.
No, Malachi, that's several games in a row now that Malachi's been really, really good. And what a way to cap it off. He played, how many minutes did he play with 4 fouls? Because it was a lot of he got the 4th foul early.
Most of the second half, yeah.
Yeah, so when he was in, probably, 8 minutes?
I think the last 8 minutes, yeah.
I think that's accurate. And I mentioned it on the postgame show. It really reminded me of Nerlens Noel down in Ole Miss in Oxford, where he had 13 blocks, which was, I think, a school record. I'm almost certain that it was. And he did he did like half of the blocks with 4 fouls, which is just incredible to go contest, be that aggressive, and make the plays that you make with 4 fouls. Of course, a different type of game last night for Malachi Moreno. He only finishes with 10 and 8 only. I mean, that's pretty good for a freshman. But the game-winning shot, the most important. What was the most impressive thing about that play, in your opinion?
Well,
was it the throw? Was it the catch? Was it the shot? Was it the play design? Was it?
For me, it was Malachi catching the ball, but twisting his body in the air so that he could land facing the basket, his feet facing the basket, so he would just get a regular jump shot and didn't have to reach up, catch the ball, and do a fadeaway.
Great point.
Because I thought that's what that was going to. Honestly, in the room with my dad and my grandfather, we were all saying, just get it to half court and get up a heave. Don't try to throw it the length of the court because it'll get batted down. And fingertips away.
Yeah, man, I have to say Collins' pass because one had to go over the hands of the guy who was guarding him on the pass, and then I guess the guy for LSU just mistimed his jump. I mean, he just barely got over him. So I think it's more the pass than the shot, honestly.
I actually think the shot is the least impressive thing of the whole thing, which is shocking to say because at the end of the day, you still have to make the shot. The throw was incredible. To have an LSU dude, one of their biggest, longest guys, whose only mission is just to touch the ball, get a piece of the ball, or just distract you enough, he is going absolutely bananas. The fact that Colin Chandler can even make the throw that he makes it's a miracle. The LSU guy looks like he's going to just grab the ball. Forget about getting a piece of it or touch it. It looks like that it is going to his hands. Somehow it goes through his hands, which I do think Kentucky benefited ever so slightly that the clock probably should have started
I thought that too.
If you have somebody perfect on the thing, but you can't go back and review that or anything like that. So they don't, and it may have not even mattered necessarily. It goes through his hands. I actually think the most impressive thing is the fact that Malachi catches that ball. You see all-star NFL wide receivers where if it goes through a defender's hands, it just throws off their timing. Just the slightest little deflection can just make you bobble it a little bit. In the slightest bobble, he doesn't get it off as cleanly like you all were talking about. He's not in that position to shoot. But he catches that thing like it is sticking to his hands. The catch, I think, is the most impressive thing. Can he play tight end for Will Stein?
Yeah, there you go.
That's a fair question.
Hey, we've had a center play. What's that?
Feed the studs.
There you go. Yeah. We've had a basketball player. Did you know he was a wide receiver in high school?
You know what? I do remember that about Daniel Lord.
Willie Stein or Willie Cauley Stein.
Willie Cauley.
So but the pass, Collins' pass, was really impressive. He couldn't. It was a dead ball, so he could not run the baseline, and he has to just throw it over. And I thought Matt McMahon put his guys in the best position. He actually set them up defensively. There was, I guess, Kentucky did a good enough job of spreading everybody out so that there wasn't another defender behind Malachi when he made the catch.
Actually, Yelovich was kind of shrieking there, and like a perfect world. Like I remember in football drills, it was like, pass, ball, bingo. Did you all play football where you do that like DB drill where you get the pass, you'd have to like deflect it in the air, and then your teammate would have
a little tip drill?
It was a tip drill. It was the dumbest thing. Like, why don't I just intercept it then?
Yeah,
why would I tip it to a teammate? Why would I do that?
Tip it to an LSU player.
But it crossed my mind that Malachi could have just let that bad boy just like the slightest direction. I mean, but you would have been so perfect with all that.
I was cool with how it went.
Yeah, no, I was too. But Yelovich was cutting.
Right, though.
He was cutting.
And I felt great for Colin because that pass was perfect. And like less than a minute before, he had by far the worst attempt I've ever seen in my life.
That was bad.
Really bad. I mean, really bad.
That was brutal.
He had some moments last night. I mean, he hit a couple threes, and he threw the game-winning pass. But there were some moments where I was getting really frustrated with Colin Chandler. So I'm glad that they all had that moment. And I thought, too, the explosion from the bench with all the players running out there. Mo Diabate, exactly. That's who I was going to mention, that he just came running out. And you had Jasper, as soon as he got to the locker room, tweeting it out, KY till I die. So is that the kind of game, the kind of finish that can get guys back on board? Because there was a point in the first half, in a couple of group chats, people were saying, oh, no, I think some of these guys have – it's not that you quit, but you stop buying in to what the team is trying to accomplish, right? I mean, you're not out there as like, I don't care. But, man, Mo Diabate on one of those plays, the ball gets away from him, and he just stood there for a second, like a whole second, and it let LSU hit a wide-open three to close out the half.
Yeah, I tweeted out that video. Not only does he just not really make a play for the loose ball, he's standing around watching on the initial play, and then it gets out to an LSU player, and he's super slow to close out. The only benefit of the doubt is that if he closed really hard, maybe the LSU player realizes his momentum and just drives right by him. Mm-hmm. But his hands are down on his hips. He's just not even in a defending position really whatsoever. Very disappointed with Mo Diabate in that. However, I think that Pope is kind of catching on. He only played 12 minutes, I think, against Mississippi State. What was it, 12 or 13 or 10 minutes?
13 against Mississippi State.
So he's averaging under 13 minutes per game in his last two, and weirdly enough, Kentucky's won both of them. I don't think that's a coincidence. I also don't think it's a coincidence that Denzel Aberdeen is playing a lot better with less Mo Diabate.
17 in the second half. Just amazing.
All 17.
Yeah.
He was my player of the game on the post-game show. All 17 in the second half. Here's the thing that I thought was sexiest about Denzel Aberdeen.
Ooh.
5 of 5 from the free throw line. Mm-hmm. And a night that Kentucky shot below 69% from the free throw line. He was perfect. 5 for 5 from the line, all of them in the second half, all of them huge. That three-pointer that he got fouled on, did any of them even touch the rim? I know the first two didn't at all. I don't think the third one did either. That was like, Denzel Aberdeen, we can live with that. Otega Owe, while I was very frustrated with his missed free throws, I thought it was incredible incredibly mature of Denzel Aberdeen to say, like, it's takeover time. I've had 17 points this half. Here you go, Ortega. It's kind of your show. And it was a smart thing to do because Ortega was also really good in the second half with 15 points of his own. Those two combined for 32 points in that game, and only in the second half only missed, I think, 3 or 4 shots between them. So great stuff between them, and Denzel to just kind of say, all right, I've been dominating this half, but Ortega, now it's your time to take over. I thought that was impressive. And then, of course, neither one of them are part of the final play, in which case Colin Chandler throws it to Malachi Marino. If this can't turn the season around, fellas, then obviously nothing will, right? Like, nothing will. If this can't get everybody to buy back in, like you were alluding to, Peak, then they're toast. And maybe they are toast. Maybe it's just not that great of a team. That first half, as we already mentioned, so hard to watch. So hard to watch.
Brutal. 22 first half points.
That second half is like, LSU's not good, and they're not going to be a tournament team, and it sounds like they're going to be firing their coach based on what their AD said yesterday. And that's a brutal loss for them last night.
Matt McMahon, that's tough.
So I'm not trying to get over the moon about any of it. I was overall, it was like a C+ game, like a B- game. But in a game that you score 53 points in the second half, you've got, like, bad teams really can't do that. I'm so sorry. And I don't know. This is a great team, but when they play like that, they can beat good teams if you're open. So many times, people have missed shots and just, well, not missed shots, passed up shots. The offense is going to be worse if you don't shoot it. Of spreading the floor. And far too often, you've got shooters that are passing things up. Yeah, and at some point, Yelovich is going to start hitting outside shots. I know he made 2 yesterday, but he has a ton of open ones. I thought his minutes were productive, was fun to see. I'm still so confused why he hadn't been playing more as of late, because that looks like a guy that can be out there and make a difference. It's still just something obviously has to be going on, but just a great resolve from Kentucky to find a way to pull that one out, save the season. And I'm not even saying, you don't have to go beat Tennessee. That's a loss you can afford. I hope they do beat them. I'm not going to be happy if they lose that game. But you couldn't afford last night.
No.
You couldn't afford a loss to LSU to be last place in the conference. It just would have been a season ender, in my opinion. So you live to fight another day, really another week. You get, 2 home games after Tennessee. It's Ole Miss and somebody else certainly beatable. Texas, I think. Texas and Ole Miss are the next 2 home games. Yep. You should win those.
Yep.
And then you can kind of, I don't want to say like exhale completely, but things don't have to be as bad as they were.
100%. Yeah, I mean, I would like to get the Tennessee. If you get the Tennessee game, you make up for losing to Missouri. Because right now, I mean, if you just would have held on to that game, you're 3-1 and you're in first place in the SEC.
You're up 8 with 4:30. Stephen, I'm getting worked up.
It's like with every game that they win now, I'll kind of look at that one going.
I do with the UNC game last night as well.
Yeah,
they should have won that one too. You take 2 losses off the record; those are
flip them to wins. It's 13-4. I mean, you're in the top 25. Still.
Yeah, like, again, it's not where we want to be. The Gonzaga game still would have happened. The Michigan State game would have happened. There would be some warts on this team.
Sure.
But that's a different story. It's just night and day, a different story. And you're talking about 2 games.
Yeah. That you were winning in the final minutes.
Yes.
But I'm not. That's still going to be, one of the greatest Kentucky basketball memories that we will all have. I know the last time that they won on a true buzzer beater, like no time on the clock, was 2004, Eric Daniels. But I can't remember, when's the last time that they won on a jump shot at the Horn? I mean, I don't know if it's happened in my lifetime.
Such a tough time on the post-game show just trying to remember the last bona fide buzzer beater that the Cats have had. And it is Eric Daniels?
It is. John Wall shot against Miami, was that?
There's still time left. They actually almost got away with it. We almost fouled him.
We fouled the ever-loving bleep out of them.
They just didn't call it.
Absolutely we did.
Rondo had a game winner against...
There was like 3 South
Carolina.
Yeah, against South Carolina.
There was a little bit of time left. 0.6.
I think it was more than that.
Because now the clock stops when it goes through the basket.
Yeah.
So it has to be the ball's out of your hands, horn goes off, and I don't know. I don't think it's I don't know that Kentucky's ever had one of those at Rupp Arena. The closest one would have been against Louisville back in like the 80s, I think, on a tip-in.
It was a tip-in, yeah.
And then the clock ran out.
The Brasso one, a tip-in.
Brasso, that's, yeah, that was a good one.
Though, right?
Yeah, that was Maui 93.
Roger Harden had a game-winning shot down in Baton Rouge. I can't remember the year, but it was the 80s. Walker had one against Auburn in the SEC tournament, 1984. I'm pretty sure there's no time left on that one.
Yeah, we were having a tough time just remembering because there's been a lot of hugely clutch shots in Kentucky basketball history, but not too many of them that we just gloss over them. Not true game winners. The other team in a lot of instances have had one more chance to throw up a shot. I want to remind folks that you can text into the show on the Gameday Men's Health Textline 502-414-1450. We'll do our best to read it on air. But if you're watching on the YouTube stream, I tweeted it out. I highly recommend. I appreciate people liking it and sharing that and doing all that fun stuff. If you comment on the YouTube stream, good chance that it'll show up on the YouTube. If you comment, it'll show up on the stream, right? And I'm just turned it over to the stream. Having a rough hair day today. It has been.
It looks flawless, TJ.
Thank you, Corey Price. That's very nice of you. It is cold outside. I don't know if you know that.
It's a bit nipply.
I've had 4 inspections today. Very cold. I got about 5 hours of sleep. I've been outside most of this morning.
Our pets' heads are falling off.
The cats get a dramatic win. So I am tired and I'm cold. And I don't care how my hair looks. You hear? All right?
That's right.
I won't have it for too much longer as is. So we're just going to have to live with these hair days. I'm not wearing a toboggan during the show, so I'm just going to go go all natural, as they say. And I also want to remind people, this is huge. Maybe big for you too, Corey. We're going to be at Bootleg Barbecue tomorrow out on Bardstown Road. It is technically on Old Bardstown Road, but you
Past the Gene Snyder, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you keep on going. I mean, it's like, how far does this Bardstown Road go? All the way to Bardstown. Bootleg Barbecue is not that far down Bardstown Road, but it's it's a little bit of a hike coming from like the Highlands. When I think of Bardstown Road growing up in the Highlands, I think of the Highlands. It will get you there. Bootleg Barbecue is my favorite barbecue in town. I love it. It's just not necessarily close to my house, so when I'm out on an inspection near Bootleg Barbecue, I always stop and get it. Their wings are so good, you almost have to call ahead because they run out of them. We will be doing the radio show there tomorrow, and we'd love it if you came out, had lunch with us, said what's up. Bootleg Barbecue is delicious, and we'll be doing some sports radio out there tomorrow. Their address for the where'd it go? Where'd it go here? 9704 Old Bardstown Road. 40291 for what it's worth. But great food. Hopefully you'll come out, say hello to us as we are doing Kentucky Roll Call from Bootleg Barbecue tomorrow. Trivia time with Corey Price when we return here on Kentucky Roll Call on Big X Sports Radio.
go into backcourt. Chandler looking. Throws it way up into front court. Marino catches, shoots for the win!
Ah! Oh, he got it!
It's a
He got
Bluegrass
it!
miracle
Oh,
in Kentucky!
my! Oh, my! They're going to look at it.
Welcome back, Kentucky Roll Call here on Big X Sports Radio, 96.1 FM, 1450 AM. Corey Price, producer Matt Childress, TJ Walker here on your Thursday. I'm pretty sure Stephen Peak is in the middle of an Alan Cutler interview. He's the only radio host that leaves his own show to radio show that I've ever heard of. I mean, you got to drop everything. Forget your own responsibilities and your own demand.
Well,
when the cut man calls, you got to
Cutler
go.
is no filter.
And that's what Peak said. Is like sometimes I just feel so buttoned up on this show that I need to just let my freak flag fly over on the Cutler show. And so that's what Peak's doing. I highly recommend you not turning us off, but if you're just a ginormous Stephen Peak fan, you won't hear him on our station. You'll have to go to another one over on the Cutman show, doing a quick little interview during his own radio show to speak with Alan Cutler. In the meantime, we're in good hands with Corey Price for Trivia Thursday. What's up, Corey?
All right. Starting off with January 15th birthdays. First up, Washington Commanders wide receiver Deebo Samuel.
All right.
Gamecock.
I remember him as a Gamecock.
That's right.
I don't really, it's like 15, 16, somewhere around there, I would think. Producer Matt, what are you thinking for Deebo's age? I'm thinking he's probably like 22 in 2016. So probably 32 now. That seems a little old. Maybe 31.
I'll say 31.
All right. I'll say 30. Peak will say 32.
Oh, you will?
I think I've actually got one of my headphones on the Cutman show, and he's just telling Alan Cutler, 32. Cutler has no idea what he's talking about.
Well, TJ, he is 30 today.
He's 30. All right. Wow, Peak was way off. Woo! Happy 30th birthday, Deebo. You've caused my teams a lot of hell.
Next up, rapper Pitbull. I think that's Rick Pitino's
Mr. 505?
favorite rapper, I believe.
Is that what the numbers are, Producer Matt?
305?
305.
Yeah,
Mr. 305. Mr. 305. Pretty sure he's old, Producer Matt.
He's not young. I'd say he's in his mid to late 50s.
Oh, okay, good. I was like thinking 50s. I was hoping I just wasn't totally way off base there.
I'll say he's 57.
Okay. I will say 53. What is Peak saying on this one?
Peak says 45.
45?
I'm just kidding. Peak says you said 53. I don't think Peak is going to go over. He'll say 59.
Okay.
You should have gone with Peak's first guess. He is 45 today.
Wow,
he's that young?
We should have went with Peak's first guess.
Yes.
Wow.
He's only 45. I guess it's the bald. Wow, maybe that's good news for my future.
Yeah.
All right, anyways.
Next, former UK football player Eric Kelly. Please tell me you were Eric Kelly.
Not really. Not really. I remember.
I'll give one hint, which will probably be the way he played under Hal Mummy.
Wow, easy peasy, exactly how old he is. You really ruined it by giving me that hint.
Mummy wasn't there for
I'm
for
kidding. I have no idea. I mean, I have an idea. Mummy wasn't there that long. But he was there long enough in a different sense, when you put it that way.
4 seasons.
All right, so.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I mean, me neither, for what it's worth. Let me guess. Add 26 years to that. Carry the 1. 47? Could that be right?
52.
47 or 48.
What's Peak's guess?
He's going to say 48. I'm going to say 47. Producer Matt says 52.
Mitch gone with his Ben Shapiro.
Hero?
Ben Shapiro.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's Stephen Peak's favorite political
42.
How was the cut, man?
Oh, he's great.
No filter?
There was absolutely no filter.
Oh, my goodness gracious. Filter.
I'm gonna say he's 39.
Well, Peak is right. He's last of the birthdays. Former NFL quarterback Drew Brees.
Drew Brees. Man, what year did he win that Super Bowl? Is that 2010?
It's been a while.
I think so. Yeah, 2010.
Goodness gracious. I'll say he's 45.
Should have been a Miami Dolphin.
Yeah.
46.
Say 44.
You went the wrong way, Matt. 47.
Ah,
Jeez.
what
On
off
me
me
today, guys. I'm sorry. This is on me.
Yeah, you're doing your best, buddy.
You did exactly what I would have done.
Producer Matt did just text me. He's got to step out to do an Alan Cutler interview here in just a few minutes. So,
And Corey's next, I think, after that.
Saving Walker for last.
no, I'm the only man that doesn't make the cut.
No, I get it. Next, January 15th events. First up, the sports comedy drama film Varsity Blues is released in U.S. theaters.
Yeah, so my friends will probably get on me for not. They loved it a lot more than I ever did.
I love this film.
I mean, it's a funny movie. Don't get me wrong. It's just like I think I was probably just like 3 years too young, 4 years too young to like really get it. So by the time I kind of understood it, everybody was kind of over it at that point. I don't. What? 2003 peak? 2002? Maybe 99? It could be a 90s movie.
Repeat it one more time.
Varsity Blues.
Varsity Blues.
No, it's definitely a 90s movie, right?
Is it?
I mean, that is still like how they're dressed. They're dressed like the 90s. I mean, I know that doesn't mean it came out in the 90s, but I'm going to say 99.
I'll say 2000 then.
98.
Stephen Peak, 1990.
There you go.
Oh!
Come try to get me gone.
We've been praising the Lord a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Next, the first Super Bowls played between the Green Bay Packers and the Kansas City Chiefs in Los Angeles.
Yeah, it's 66 or 67. I've got the banners in my room, or not my room, my basement, a little man cave.
I was hoping it was in your bedroom.
But then, yeah, I have more banners, like the Rubberina banners.
Right,
yeah.
right.
Now I've just moved on from the Rubberina banners. Now I've just got Green Bay banners in my bedroom. The wife loves them. 66, I'm pretty sure. But then again, is it the season or the year that you're going with? Because I think it was the 66.
January 15th. So
I think it was the 66 season, but the year may have been technically 67.
You say 6'7", I'll say 6'6".
Okay, 6'7".
I'll say 6'9".
nice. TJ, 67.
All right. It was the 66 season.
Who gets a banner next first, Green Bay or Kentucky basketball?
Oh,
Green Bay.
Yeah. Okay, well.
They've got Micah Parsons.
all right. Next, the rules of basketball, written by James Naismith, are first published in Triangle Magazine.
Okay. All right.
So I went to the Kansas UK game in 2016 where they brought these rules back to Fog Allen, where I think they're now forever there. But some big Kansas fan spent a ton of money to get them. I actually think that's incredibly cool. These rules are old. Say like 1885. Nah, maybe like even or before that.
So when did Kentucky start playing? When was their first year?
1903.
Okay, 1903. So I think Kansas basketball started 5 years before that. So then how long before that?
did they make the rules?
Yeah.
That's good. Way to go, Peak. That's
Yeah.
a good piece of trivia.
Yeah.
I'll go 1885.
Okay.
1885.
I'm going to go 1882. For some reason, that year just stuck out.
1890.
Ooh, 1892, actually.
Ooh, do we play it?
No.
Pretty close. Pretty
Nope.
good.
Nope.
Like
Sorry.
we're supposed to know the years that James Naismith rules got published
Actually-
in Triangle Magazine.
You should, actually.
Next question.
The TV series Happy Days airs its first episode on ABC.
Hmm.
The Fonz. Hey.
I could give like a scooch guess here, unfortunately.
72?
I was thinking like 74. Is it before then?
No, because when
71 maybe?
I mean, was every episode in color? I'm pretty sure it was.
What do you think, producer
Not
Matt?
that there was color TV in the 60s, but I'm just saying.
77.
TJ, 1974.
Wow. That's what my buddy Shelby Mass would say is a wow. Wild ass guess. I miss Shelby Mass bracketology. This is probably about the time of the year I'd start kind of checking it out. He hung it up, though. Too many cats.
Last of the events, number 2 UK men's basketball defeats number 3 Vanderbilt 96-83 in Lexington. And the hint, the leading scorer for the Cats was Louis Dampier.
He's on that ball.
He was on the 66.
He's on that ball. Check the ball.
Wasn't he on the 66 team that lost to Texas Western? Is that right? Corey?
Maybe he's not on that ball.
Corey.
I don't think that's a 66 ball, but Corey's giving you a look.
That's not a 66 ball.
That's not a 66 ball. Let's see if Louis is on here.
Okay, so that would have been what year did you say it was again, Corey? I'm just playing. What was
so funny, Steve.
What was the score?
Kyle Macy's on this ball.
96-83.
Gosh, isn't that crazy? They scored
Number 2 beat number 3.
No 3-pointer, no shot clock, 96 points.
Dwayne Casey's on this ball, but no Louis. I don't think no Louis.
What year team is that?
The Kyle Macy team.
Macy played
Oh,
78
listen,
Listen, I'll only
80.
answer the questions from this guy, okay, buddy? I don't know. I don't know. What was Kyle Macy? 82?
He was like
78 to 80 was Kyle Macy.
Okay. Let's go with 66, 67.
I'll do. Wait, are you taking that
I'll take
season?
67.
Okay.
You're taking 66.
I'll take 66, and then he should take like 65, right?
Yeah, take 65.
Okay, I'll take 65.
Stephen Peak, 66.
Yeah!
Come try to get
We
me
just met some of those guys last. That was the Mississippi State game,
I
right?
did meet them. But
I didn't meet them either, but they were 5 feet from me. Pat Riley gave an 8-minute speech, said a whole lot of nothing, but I enjoyed it.
So this next week we're playing Tennessee and Texas in basketball, and a Monday is a big game. Hoosiers and the Canes. So this is Tennessee, Texas, and the College Football National Championship.
All right, I love it. I'm all for it. Let's roll. Call.
To the nearest mile, what is straight line distance from Rupp Arena to Thompson Bowling Arena in Knoxville?
Not much. Straight line though. Okay.
What are we thinking? Like 141?
Yeah, I was definitely doing sub 200.
Maybe even fewer miles than that. I'll say 141 though.
165.
129.
Walker's closest, 148.
Within 7 miles. Play it.
Try to get me gonna praise the Lord.
Woo!
To the nearest mile, what is the straight line distance from Rupp Arena to the Moody Center in Austin?
Well, don't be so moody.
Hmm.
That one's going to be further.
Yeah, just
True or false?
yeah.
True. All right.
I've struggled when it gets this far away. I really, really struggled because now the straight line means a little bit more, right? It just means more.
Means
That's
more. I'll say 481.
Man, see, I was going way higher than that, so I'm glad I didn't guess first.
Straight line always just kind of like makes me knock off a good.
Knock it off, TJ.
That's-
Knock it off.
Okay, what'd you say?
481.
481. I'll do 525. Now I feel like I did way too much.
No, I like that. I like that.
455.
Not even close. 926.
What?
Yeah.
How long does it take to get to Austin, Texas?
Texas is not that close to us, guys.
That is wild. It's almost 1,000 miles as the crow flies. I think you're wrong about that
Texas
one.
is not.
I think you wrote down a wrong number on that
That's
one.
not a
Corey,
border
right?
state?
Well, I'm sorry to get everybody way off, but Corey's wrong, so don't blame me.
Okay, so we all know Meek scored 54, right, against the Balls
What?
in Knoxville. So which UK player has scored the second most points against Tennessee at Thompson Bowling Arena since 2000?
Okay. All right. What did Reed Shepard do when in that game? Because he went off in 2024.
That's a good guess.
I'm going to take Reed Shepard, but there might be somebody else. Since 2000?
I think Jamal Murray had a good game there, but we lost. I think we totally blew that game, if I remember correctly.
The result of the game doesn't matter. Just
So we lost.
No,
Probably means it's not Reed Shepard.
I'm just saying that.
But I know you, Corey. I know you. The fact you said that.
I know, but Corey's pretty good about not giving out little hints like that.
Also, wouldn't be
just telling
shocked
you.
if Patrick Sparks randomly is an answer on one of these random most points scored in a game
Could
question. I don't think
This is
this
the-
one necessarily.
Only in Knoxville, though, right?
Correct.
And
Okay.
then also, Oscar's team won down there as well. I would, he was likely
The
to have a
23 team
Yeah,
did.
he may have a 24-point game randomly here or there.
CJ
So,
Frederick started that game with the first 8 points.
forgot about that.
Yeah. We
Remember-
forgot how we thought CJ Frederick was going to lead us to a title.
Yeah. I will, I'll go with Jamal Murray. You can go with Reed.
And Matt,
I mean, I
He'll go with Oscar Sheep.
Sure, why not?
it was Tayshaun Prince, actually.
I was literally going to say, it's since 2000, I was like, is there a game
In
Tayshaun went off?
2001, he scored 30.
Yeah.
Really?
In Knoxville.
Out of my memory, sadly.
I know. No.
I've followed
Team
in that team and not that one though.
I was 16.
Do you remember the game, Corey?
Year-old
Oh,
people
remember that?
but
But he was 16.
well, he's pretty old now.
That's 15. I was
The memory's going.
He's going.
Okay.
True. I'm
Thinks it's 900 miles straight lines. I don't.
926, but who's counting? Which UK player has scored the most points in a single game against Texas? It's this small sample, 3 times ever. So
Well, okay, all right. No, I get.
When's
That's
another
wrong.
time we played this?
That's what I was trying to think.
last year,
Okay.
the 2014, 2015
That's
SEC
right.
Big 12 Challenge, and then I think Maui in the 94-ish.
Okay.
95.
2014.
So you can say I remember that 24-15 game. Or they made it way too close. We could not pull away. It was an ugly game. I think they had Miles.
forgot completely about that
I
game.
think they had Miles Turner during that time. So
We didn't score a lot of points that game.
Carl Anthony Towns. No, yeah, it was the ugly game. Carl Anthony Towns probably would have been the leading scorer somewhere in that ballpark.
Tega, probably.
Yeah, Otega's a good guess.
Um,
And then somebody from the 90s.
Amari Williams. Did he hit 1-3 that game? Did he hit 2 threes in that game?
I don't remember.
That was the Kentucky should have won it, and then it just got away from them.
Oh, we've heard that story in the Mark
Kinda
Pope
had-
era.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, Chris Fisher has a tweet trailed by double digits and come back to win. Can you name all 6?
All 6. Okay. Gonzaga. How much are they down by?
10 or more.
10 or more. Okay. Gonzaga.
Mississippi State, Gonzaga. Those are 2. 1 from last year,
Duke.
1 from last week. Duke.
They were
from
not-
last year. That
Wait. They weren't down double digits.
they were down
Duke?
10 to Duke. Yeah.
They were? Okay. All right. That's interesting. Okay. I didn't think they were. I know they were down 9 at halftime, but
I'll give you LSU last night.
So that's 4
That's 4 of the 6. 2 more. One this season, one last season.
well,
St. John's.
Okay, there you go.
The-
Now just need one more.
from last year, they never got down to Mississippi State by double
It was a
digits.
home game.
Florida.
Yep. Corey
They got-
Price and the devil done a butt dip.
Was it 18-8 or something like that to start the
I
game?
think we were down 11, yeah.
Yeah, right off the jump.
I'm
Went on a
shocked
big run.
we were down 10.
Are you all trying to avoid this question?
Sure am.
Okay.
Sure am.
Just making sure.
I'll just say Otega away.
That's a good guess. Should I pick anybody from that 2014-15 team just in case?
Carl Anthony Towns.
I'll take Carl Anthony Towns.
All right.
Matt, anything? No. Okay.
No,
It was Willie Cauley-Stein actually.
Oh,
Wow.
the other big.
He scored 21 that game. 21.
21.
As of today, was the current combined age of Rick Barnes, Allen Houston, and Chris Lofton.
Okay.
Well,
okay, we can get this.
Peake's actually not allowed to talk about Rick Barnes right now.
Oh, yeah, that's
When
right. No, he's the greatest guy, greatest coach.
Allen Houston, Rick Barnes, and Allen Houston. Who else?
Chris Lofton.
Chris Loft.
Just don't say we when talking about
Houston
Kentucky.
Lofton are natives of our state, but went to play for the Off Orange.
Rick Barnes, I feel good about this one. I think he is 121 years old.
Yeah.
But still a great
60
coach. Heck of a coach.
What is he, 66?
All right, I'm going to have to.
Google it.
No.
No, don't
I'm going to have to
even-
just do a little bit of math.
And Chris Lofton, his last season was 2008,
I think.
Yes.
So
So
he's
he would
like
have been
22
22.
there. At
However,
17 to 22, he's probably 39.
Whoa. Okay. Yeah, you're right. Unless his birthday's in January, so 39.
And then Allen Houston played what, like 92? I could be wrong about that. Obviously, before my time.
We can get close around there.
So add
I'm doing. I got the calculator out.
52. All right, I've got 39, 66, and 52. So, goodness gracious, let me add that up for you.
Yeah, I'm doing the same thing. Got the calculator out.
90 plus 66, 156. I'll say 158. 158.
Oh wow, I got 157. Can I revise that though to like one?
Whatever you want.
All right, we'll do one. Can't be that far off. 154.
163.
Ooh, Matt, 164.
Oh, play it. That's so. Hey, that's so close.
That's great.
That's what you said.
Way to go.
So, what are the ages?
A breakdown. Chris Lawton is 39.
Boom.
Allen Houston is 54.
Oh,
Rick Barnes is 71.
I was
But
way
he
off
does look
on
a
old
great
Ricky
over
Barnes.
50, right, guys? Because he's
Dude,
great.
he's the best
Say anything
looking
about him.
71-year-old.
He looks great. Say anything about him.
he coaches great.
He's amazing. He goes to all the
He's at-
Final Fours at Tennessee.
He's at a great school.
He beats us. I mean Kentucky.
Right.
Whoa.
Yeah, get him out of here.
Go
To color you go.
That's right. Go.
You know what's crazy though is that the last 10 regular season games, even as Tennessee, I'll admit they've had a better basketball program since COVID, but since then Kentucky's still 7-3 in the regular season against the Vols.
Yeah, I won't admit. I won't admit it.
Well,
I won't do it.
As of today, was the current combined age of Mo Bamba, Kevin Durant, and Sean Miller.
All right, we'll take that one to the break. Mo Bamba, Kevin Durant,
And Sean Miller.
and Sean Sweaty Miller. We will get that answer and more, and your text into the Gameday Men's Health Textline on Kentucky Roll Call when we return for hour number 2.
Yeah. I've been
Peak.
Welcome back. Hour number 2, Kentucky Roll Call on Big X Sports Radio, 96.1 FM, 1450 AM. Corey Price in the house for Trivia Thursday, joining the KRC crew of producer Matt Childers, Stephen Peak, and myself, TJ Walker. Get your text into the Gameday Men's Health Textline, 502-414-1450. And after we get done with trivia, we are going to head on over to that Gameday Men's Health Textline. Gameday Men's Health, they are redefining men's wellness. No shortcuts, just results. Testosterone, peptides, weight loss, sexual performance therapy. You can go to GameDayMen'sHealth.com to learn more. You won't be in the office for hours and hours on end. They'll get you in and out, tell you what's going to work for you, and you will be better off because of it. Gameday Men's Health. All right, Corey, take it away. Let's finish up this trivia.
Answer today was the current combined age of Mo Bamba, Kevin Durant, and Sean Miller. And no, not the song Mo Bamba, the person.
Yeah, see, that's what I wrote down. All right. Start over.
Okay, Mo Bamba's probably 26. Kevin Durant, producer Matt, what are you thinking on Kevin Durant?
He's closer to 40.
38.
I put 38, but I think it's around that number.
Okay, so we're at 26,
What was the last
38. Sean Miller,
Current head coach of
I
Texas.
think he's probably about 51.
I was going higher, like 57.
Oh, okay.
But you keep yours.
But yeah, you follow your heart.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, well, let's see. So another fun thing of me doing some mental math. 116. 116.
122.
I got 118.
Stephen Peak, 121.
Oh! Yeah. Woo! We're all over that one. Break it down for us.
One off is close enough.
Mm-hmm, sure is.
Mo Bamba is 27.
Oh, I did the math wrong. That's 120. No.
Kevin Durant is 37. And Sean Miller is 57.
Oh, Sean Miller was older than I thought.
Oh, I got the Sean Miller one right.
All right. We'll take it.
When was the last time that the national champion in college football was not from the SEC in at least 3 consecutive seasons? Not in this stretch, of course.
All right.
Probably the USC dynasty.
I was thinking that, and then they had, okay, so Miami,
Because
Ohio State. What year was that? 2000?
Yeah, 2001.
Okay, then 2001 was the championship game.
Mm-hmm.
All right, who won in 02?
I also think maybe Oklahoma won or got blown out.
So would that have been with
Jason White win or get blown out? Wasn't Jason White also like 26? Regardless.
Yeah, he had COVID years.
I would say like the 02
He had
stretch.
Spanish flu years, actually.
Spanish flu years, yes.
I'd say he's 2000 to 2002 is my guess. That 3-year stretch.
Who won in 99? Tennessee, right?
I think T. Martin in Tennessee won in 98.
99.
Well, when was
Yeah.
Manning gone? It was the year after
I think
Manning.
it was 99.
I think so too.
All right, so 99. And then, 2000, 2002 sounds about right. Who won in 03?
LSU.
I thought, okay. I don't know why I thought they won in 02. Maybe it was the 02 season.
Could
See,
be.
that's
Could be.
what we're getting.
Could be. Gets me every time.
You
Will
are-
continue to get me.
Are we even close, Corey?
Are we wasting time?
You're just wanting me to give a guess
You will
now.
find out shortly.
I've gave my guess. It's up to you, Peak, now.
Okay, I'll do the same thing.
Move on.
2002. Well, I can't do the same thing.
Sure can't.
But that feels right. 2000. All right, I'll do 2004 to 2006. No, because Florida had to have won in one of those years.
Yeah, they were dominant. Yeah.
Is there another guess, Corey? Just tell me. Does he have it right?
It's right. Yes.
Okay, there we go.
Come try to get me gone. Praise the Lord.
It was 4 seasons in a row, 1999 to 2002.
Oh, okay.
4 straight
All right.
years, no SEC.
Who won in '99 then?
That would be Florida State.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right.
Fernando Mendoza could become the 5th QB since 2000 to win both the national championship and the Heisman Trophy in the same season. Can you name the previous 4?
My producer at the other station could easily do it, producer Matt. Not to really kind of, put the ball in your court.
Gosh.
He can name every Heisman Trophy winner. It's like you with the
Tournament.
Who won the 1974 tournament?
That would be NC State.
Attaboy.
Man, that's good.
You sure about that?
It's like some people can do that with presidents or Derby winners. Oh, I want to be able to do that with something.
Yeah, I had a neighbor that could do it with presidents. I always thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Derrick Henry?
Well, he's not quarterback.
He's not
Oh, I didn't hear you say quarterback. I'm
All
sorry.
right, Cam Newton will be one, though.
Yes, Auburn 2010.
Tell you that. Tim Tebow will be one.
No.
Heisman Trophy winner? Did he win the Heisman the year that he?
Season.
I see.
Oh.
Jameis Winston?
Yep, 2013.
Famous
remember.
Jameis?
I forgot he won the Heisman.
What was it? Same season as what again? Sorry.
That you won the title.
Heisman and the title, same year.
So just because you won a title and won the Heisman doesn't
What
matter.
about if you won the Heisman and lost your last 3 games?
No.
Oh,
Then you'd be drafted by the Baltimore Ravens?
man.
Win 2-time MVP.
Yeah. He's good. I'm not saying he's not.
Did Sam Bradford win the national championship? Won the Heisman.
Oklahoma. No. Right? No.
Is Jason White on there?
No.
Did they lose?
Yes.
Okay.
Hmm.
So how many do we have?
You have 2. There are 2 more.
Reggie Bush won a Heisman.
Okay, getting
Not
another
a
quarterback,
quarterback.
producer Matt.
Vince-
We're forgetting
Vince
that.
Young?
I'm
Vince Young?
just going through lists of Heismans in my
I
head.
don't think Vince Young won the
He
Heisman.
didn't win the Heisman? Okay. I'm trying to just think of quarterbacks. Think of teams who've won and who the quarterback was. How long are we going back?
Since 2000.
I mean, we got to be able to do this. Chris Leak, he didn't win anything.
Marcus Mariota didn't win a championship.
They lost they lost.
To Jameis Winston.
Yeah.
I'm kind of shocked at how difficult this is.
Who was the Ohio State quarterback that won the Heisman?
Oh, Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow.
There you go.
Two.
There's one.
2019.
Yeah, we should have gotten that one. Way to
One
go.
more. Uno más.
Not Geno Smith, but
Is Joe Burrow the most recent?
Yes.
Oh, thank you, Corey. Dang. I'm not used to that.
I mean, it's not a huge hint.
No, but
Sure.
it helps. It helps. I can stop thinking about 2020 all the way through 2025.
Troy Smith?
Nope.
Yeah, that's who I was thinking of. All right, I'm out.
Matt Leinart, USC 2004.
Dang it. Was that the
The old
year?
Bush Push.
Is that what it was? Is that the same year? Notre Dame?
Well, I think they lost the championship, the Bush Push year.
Okay. That's what that's the
so.
play that I remember about him the most.
I mean, do you remember that Notre Dame grew out their grass to
Yeah.
try to slow them down? So, like, it was like rough at a golf course is how Notre Dame did their field.
That's
Classic Notre
unbelievable.
Dame, always
Yeah.
cheating.
Miami could be the 3rd different school since 1998 to win a national championship game played within their home state. Can you name the other 2 to do so?
Maybe USC would be a good guess.
I'll give you one hint. One of these schools has actually done it 3 times in their home state.
Since when?
1998.
Could Georgia be one of them?
Georgia's a good guess. Georgia? No?
Nope.
They've never won in Atlanta?
That's
Nope.
the first
Florida?
LSU and
Gators.
New Orleans.
Florida and LSU. There you go.
Hey, Jesus!
Has it ever done that? Have we ever got one at the same time like that before?
That was a jinx. So Florida won it in Miami in the 08 season, and LSU's done 3 times: 03, 07, and 2019, all in New Orleans.
It's only
It's only what, Matt?
It's only ads because we don't pay for this.
That's true.
Last one. IU could become the 2nd team in major college football history to finish the season 16-0. Yale did it in 1894. Who was the U.S. president in 1894?
Dang, there you go. Where's your guy at? Where's your
I know.
neighbor?
Pete Eddings, where are you, buddy? Great guy, Pete. Great baseball player for the St. X Tigers. Oh, he could.
St.
I wonder if he could
St.
still name
St.
every president. 1894.
I got no help
knowing
on
this.
this. No,
that may be a Roosevelt.
Teddy?
Yeah, I'll go with Teddy Roosevelt.
Grover Cleveland.
literally no idea.
Stephen Peake, Grover.
Hey, was that just a guess?
The world.
I want to be like, yeah, I knew that, but no, I just a guess.
Unbelievable.
Roosevelt. I need to get my president stuff together. Teddy Roosevelt was the president.
He was a Rough Rider, right?
He was. Yeah.
Who was the bully pulpit? Was that Grover Cleveland or Teddy Roosevelt?
Don't know.
Well, we can Google it now.
We can.
Or you can give me some dozen.
We can
yes.
give you some dozen. He was 1901, so I guess Grover was the president before him. Did they have a
Right.
Richard Fillmore in between them? Fill in the gap?
Millard Fillmore.
Theodore Roosevelt was that.
Whatever he wants.
Theodore.
All right, you ready, buddy?
Yep.
We got NFL, college football, MLB, books, celebrity mashup, snacks, candies, television, movies, music.
College football.
College football. This AFC team defeated the Patriots
What?
27-13.
That's not college football.
Well, we're doing NFL now.
It really wasn't. I did click on it. Here you go. Here's college football.
Okay.
And this is a fun one locally. Michael Dyer was the starting running back for what 2010's national title winning
Oregon
school?
Ducks.
Incorrect.
Auburn.
We'll give it to him. We'll give it to him.
What a fumble.
It is
He
Auburn.
fired that off real fast.
He
That was
did.
bad call.
Well, he was thinking of the right game. I'll give him that.
They played Oregon, yeah.
I'll give him that. Do you want to?
Yeah.
And then Michael Dyer, producer Matt. What happened next?
He went to Louisville and didn't do anything.
Actually broke his commitment to U of L, and all the Louisville butt slappers had to be like, "Don't trust him. He's just riling. He doesn't know what he's talking about."
He was the largest man I've
had
ever seen on
huge
the
arms.
Oh my goodness gracious! He's just a bowling ball.
I will never forget that when they took the team picture with him on there. He's in the middle, and I mean, the dude actually, it looks like it's like the first AI imaged photo ever.
That's not wrong. I mean, that dude was just proportionally bizarre, but good running back. All right, do you want the NFL one since you heard a little teaser?
Why not?
Okay. This AFC team defeated the Patriots 27-13 in the 2005-2006 divisional round to stop a three-peat and to give Tom Brady his first playoff loss.
Colts?
It was not. Another horse, though.
Broncos.
Oh, we'll give it to him. We'll give it to him.
Come on.
We're trying to give away this KSR hoodie. We're trying to give it away real bad.
Okay.
All right, books. I know you're a big books guy.
No. Is there
Television, movies, music, snacks, candies, MLB?
Snacks and candy.
Okay. As part of a retro return due to Stranger Things, this brand, most known for granola bars, brought back its 1980s cult favorite item, peanut butter boppers. They used to call me the peanut butter bopper.
Granola.
Oh, they did.
did.
What company makes granola now?
Like
Quaker.
Somebody said it. But it wasn't.
Nature's Valley.
Yeah. Somebody's going to get this KSR hoodie.
With all the pit stains.
All right. Movies, music, television.
Movies, why not?
Okay, I'm not giving you this one. Grossing over $300 million, this 2005 sci-fi animated comedy followed a diminutive rooster named Cluck who tries to warn his town that the sky is falling.
Come on.
Gosh, this is unbelievably embarrassing. Oh my god.
Come on.
Oh, you're close. It's in your plums, buddy.
Yeah.
Reach in deep and pull it out. Chicken?
Chicken Run.
No.
Chicken.
Little. Oh, you're so close. So close. All right. Well, this old KSR hoodie will live to see another day in the Big X
Did
Sports
someone
Radio
get
studio.
the jersey?
Nope, it's still right here too. So nobody picked up the jersey.
I thought somebody asked for it.
Somebody did ask for it. I said, come to the studio and pick it up. Nobody did. All right, Corey, that was a lot of fun. I had a blast.
I'm glad you had a blast.
If you want to hear a little bit more of Corey Price, he'll be going on Alan Cutler in just a few minutes. Thank you, Corey. I appreciate it. Have a great day. Go Cats, beat the Vols, and we'll talk to you next week. Who you rooting for in the title game? Miami?
Yeah.
You don't like the Hoosiers.
I don't like the Hoosiers. Yeah.
All right. Good deal. Well, be well, buddy. Thank you so much. Corey Price, make sure you're following him on all the social medias. I enjoy his Instagram page for what it's worth, but you can follow him on X at Corey P08. At Corey P08. Let's read a couple texts into the Gameday Men's Health Textline. You text it in, we'll do our best to read it on air. The Cats get a dramatic win down in Baton Rouge. We opened the show talking about it for the first 30 minutes. So make sure you go and download the podcast if you didn't get to hear that. Wherever you get the podcast, just search for Kentucky Roll Call on Big X Sports Radio. Patrick Murphy says, hello, gang. There were 3 buzzer beaters last night. Number 21, Georgia loses an OT at the buzzer at Ole Miss. SMU wins on a half-court heave at the buzzer against Virginia Tech. And Kentucky's. That was the second straight buzzer beater I've seen. I covered Floyd Central versus Jennings County girls basketball with a buzzer-beating three-pointer for a team, Floyd Central. In that game, all 4 quarters finished roughly in buzzer beater or last-second shot fashion. Oh, that's exciting, Patrick Murphy. That's great. That SMU Virginia Tech game. Producer Matt, have you seen how Virginia Tech has lost their games this year?
I saw the tweet, but I didn't get to watch the video.
They have, like, it's just been heartbreak, buzzer beater, BS shot after BS shot. You just wouldn't believe it. And it's pretty brutal for Virginia Tech, but none worse than the game at SMU last night. They were up 4 with like 6 seconds left, and they win at the Horn. They were up.
SMU wins. Yeah.
Virginia Tech was up 4 with about 6 seconds left and the ball, I should mention. It was a wild way to lose that game. Not quite like U of L Virginia or U of L Duke from blast from the past, but it was pretty bad. And a half-court shot does it. Who was it? Boopy Miller? That's
Boopy Miller.
Yeah, we love Boopy. We're a big Boopy show.
I just love that after he hit it, that whoever's in charge of spraying the fire behind the goal just went crazy.
Yes, it reminds me of actually the 2013 national championship game when Rick Pitino jumps right when they shoot off the confetti. Like, you got to be on it in this stuff. And the pyro guy in the SMU, it's worth the video watch because it's a half-court heave. You know, you're talking about like a 50-foot shot, a 54-foot shot, something like that. And this guy, his finger was on the button. He believed. He knew that shot was going in. And the second it did, it was just Fire City. And he just kept going on it. Like, he was just like, I can't push this button enough. I love seeing all the reaction videos of sad LSU fans. I can't get enough of them. And most of them don't even look all that mad. It's more just like, oh, classic LSU, you know?
Yeah. There was one girl who was immediately when the shot goes in, I think she's watching the game with her dad at the arena, and she turns to him and says, he's got to be fired.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's what the AD says, no doubt about it. Does the baseball team play down in Baton Rouge this year? Because there's some UK magic down there. The women's team winning at the Horn, and then, of course, last night with Malachi Marino. Good news for Nick Mingione and the Batcats, which started in less than a month.
Yeah, the last time that I had to do a rapid reaction for KSR over the web, it was Kentucky beats LSU at the buzzer, Tony Morgan's 3. So all I had to do was change the bottom part of that lower third because I already had the Kentucky beats LSU at the buzzer on there. TJ, what did you think about the band doing the drums on the throw, and then when Malachi catches, they hit the drum again? I didn't know you were allowed to do that.
You're not allowed to do that. I noticed that, and what are you going to do at that point? You're not going to like redo the play. They're not going to stop everything and redo the play.
Could you imagine if they did and the shot goes in? You're like, whoa, what?
If the game was at UK, they would probably do that exact same thing. I couldn't believe they overturned the Otega-Oweh shot. And I know people agree with the call. I still don't agree with their decision to overturn that call. I know the angle that they're talking about, but in that angle, call me a butt slapper. I don't care. In that angle, it is not definitive that his hands are on the ball. It looks like it, but there's not this just definitive angle. It kind of just looks like the placing of it looks like it's all right there. But you called it.
They only used one angle. Well, we only saw one angle.
Well, no, we saw 2.
We did see 2? Okay.
First off, the first angle we saw, the one that one was good. I mean, that was good. You have 0.1. The ball is out of his hands. That was good. And then they showed this back angle. And this back angle is the last angle they showed, and they only showed it once because ESPN is not good at broadcasting college basketball games. You miss plays during the game, and sure as bleep don't show replays nearly as much as they should. That being said, at the very end, they show this back angle. And it looks like Otega honestly has 2 hands on the ball, but there's not definitive, indisputable evidence that you could use to overturn it. That was a horrible call. It really frustrated me.
So they're going by the light on the backboard, right?
No. So people get confused about this.
Well, that's the case.
So light on the backboard is only for 0-0-0. Now there is a light on the shot clock, but that is different. There's a light on the shot clock which is on top of the whole basketball fixture.
Yeah.
There is a light on the backboard, and that is the end all be all with the 0-0-0 at the end of the game.
Game clock.
That is more accurate than what they will have on any screen in the arena.
Okay.
That is like the clock, the backboard red light. The shot clock is not the same thing as that. It's not the same thing.
So if that's the case, then I saw the ball out of his hands with 0.1. So I don't know how Joe Lindsay went to the monitor and I'm glad. Honestly, I'm glad he did because it all worked out. But
my heart of hearts, my guess is he actually did not get it off. Like just based on that final angle, but it's not definitive that you could say, oh, it's in his hands. Did
they call it good?
They called it good.
Okay.
Based on the angle, it looks like it is in his hands, but it could just be perfectly out of his hands, and you just can't see it because his hands are blocking the ball. But there's no definitive proof of his fingers on the ball at that time. It's very close. It kind of looks like it. My guess is he probably does have a little piece of skin on the ball, but you called it good. So you have to see something definitively to say, aha, his hand is on the ball. It looks like it kind of is on the ball. They nearly cost UK the game. Between that and I didn't like that foul call directly after.
Was terrible. I'm so tired of college basketball players getting the call where they drive into the defender who's just playing defense. Like always literally letting him go, almost letting him get to the basket.
Yeah.
Backpedaling. And the guy walks and then falls down. So you blow the whistle because he walked or it's a foul, and you just know that's not going to be called a walk. I hate that play, and it happened several times last night. I think Brandon Garrison got called for one.
They did call Brandon Garrison for a walk, and he does that all the time.
Walk, but if they called him for a foul, he's standing there, hands straight up.
They called him for a walk too, and he does that all the time, he just travels. You're just moving. You're moving with the ball, not dribbling. What are you thinking?
He did it against Mississippi State.
I actually liked his effort. It was a bad game for him. I think he was the plus-minus loser for what it was worth, but he's playing harder, and I can appreciate that. All right, but you were saying the foul on Brandon Garrison.
Yeah, he's standing straight up, and the LSU player is just all they're trying to do there is get a foul. They're not trying to score the basketball.
Oh, I agree.
And I hate that. Now, I don't think Ortega was fouled either. When it was 74-72, and he made one free throw, and that ultimately helped Kentucky win the game. I didn't know if that was a foul, but I guess if you're going to call it on one end right before that, you got to call it on the other end. So, ultimately, I guess I'm okay with it. But I just don't like that. I don't like that a game, I want to see the players make a play. I actually do not believe in the sentiment that if it's a foul in the first 5 minutes, it has to be a foul in the last 5 minutes. I actually don't believe in that. But I want to see some guys make a play, and you allow stuff all the time. Good officials will allow maybe a ticky-tack foul or a little bit of a push-off. Michael Jordan pushed off in 1998 against the Jazz. We saw it. But you don't call that there. You allow for a little bit of physicality and allow these players it's crunch time. Let's make somebody make a play. I don't like in any point of the game where a guy can just drive in, and granted, Kentucky this is what they did. This is what the Harrisons did, right? Drive to the basket, throw your head back, and throw the ball up towards the rim and wait for the referee to blow the whistle. It's bad TV, honestly. It's bad. It's not entertaining.
You can make that case about college basketball in so many instances.
But that one in particular, nobody wants to watch free throws be the game-winning shot. I want to see somebody make a play. And just driving in with really hardly any intent to try to score, and the only intent is I'm going to try to get to the free throw line, waters down the game for me just a little bit.
Texter says, Ortega is up to 38% from three.
Yep.
What are his stats on catch and shoot threes? Feels like he hasn't made one off the dribble all year.
He does not shoot well off the dribble. Last time I looked, he was actually 38% on catch and shoot. And I think all three of his threes, there was one where it wasn't like catch and immediately shoot, but he caught it and he kind of made a move. Why am I mimicking it like people can see me? I guess you can.
You absolutely can. We're on the YouTube stream.
That's right. But he does like a little shimmy and then pulls up and buries it. Ortega is Kentucky's best three-point shooter. I don't know how many people.
That kind of just goes to show where this team's at.
It does a little bit, but he is. So I have the updated.
No, he's got again. If he's set and he's got enough time to get a shot off, he can shoot and he can make shots. It's just a slow release. It's pitching the shot. And again, if he's open, I want him shooting it every day, twice on Sundays, and it means we're playing in the SEC tournament.
Yeah.
But he can make that jump shot off the dribble. Weirdly enough,
yeah,
obviously the one that was seemingly going to be the game winner there for a little bit.
And he hit one early in the first half too.
He did. It does take him a little bit. He's got to do that shake and bake. But if he has room, that will be beneficial to him because then teams will say, all right, he's getting into his jump shot. Now I can kind of step up and get in his grill, and then he'll blow right by somebody. So if he can keep a defense honest by being able, if he could consistently pull up and knock down shots from 21 feet within, obviously he'd be a much better player. He has a tough time from the perimeter, as we just mentioned, but he's better at the mid-range game. John Calipari probably would love him. But if he can hit that shot enough, then teams are going to overplay, and then he'll be able to get to the rim.
Yep.
That yeeted layup really bothered me.
Again. I thought, and he almost did it again have too.
I know. I thought that. I don't know what.
Brandon Garrison did one.
The missed free throws bothered me.
He missed 4.
Like, you probably don't deserve to win in that, and thankful for the way that it all played out.
Oh, man. And it actually worked out that he missed the second free throw, obviously.
Yeah.
Because then LSU misses 2. Kentucky
I also
gets
wanted them to review the out of bounds on that missed free throw. I thought LSU stepped out of bounds. I was just like, why isn't UK's coaching staff just at least saying, like, review it, even if we're wrong? That was one thing Cal was decent at, is just like going ballistic over something that had no chance of getting overturned, but it gave you some time. You never know what a replay is going to show. I was like, dude, did he not step out of bounds here? But I'm not sure. I was just reeling.
Well, I thought he did too, and I thought the same thing you did. Let's just review it because you might get it right. But then I looked, we only have one timeout. And so if you do that and you don't get it, now you can't set up a play to try to tie or win the game.
Yeah, but I still think the risk reward is better for that.
Because you get it underneath the basket.
But that being said, when I was at the studio watching this game, I was just like, how many timeouts is he going to take with him? Because I think he had 3 with about 2 minutes to go. And then he eventually got down to that 1. But thank goodness he did, because when LSU missed that free throw, if you don't have a timeout, you're doing 80-foot heave.
Yep.
You know, you're going length of the floor with 1 second, just throwing it up and hoping for a prayer. But because they got that timeout, they were able to go baseline. But still,
can't believe
Colin Chandler couldn't run baseline.
Right.
So that made it even easier for that LSU dude just to be a maniac, and he still made the most perfect throw. It could not have any. No, I mean, just like the slightest change in any of it. Kentucky loses that game.
Be honest, did you want Colin Chandler inbounding that ball there?
I didn't care. You're all right with it?
Obviously, we're fine with it now. But in the moment, I was like, I don't know, man. Collins he made it, well, because he had the terrible lob, and I'm like, is he going to be able to do this?
In all seriousness, I trust his decision-making and touch with the ball, so I like that aspect of it. But it did cross my mind, you get a big guy in there to try to neutralize the guy who's jumping up there. So ultimately, you put who you trust. Who do you trust to make that throw, regardless if they're the smallest man on the floor or the biggest? It's better if they're bigger, right? That would have almost certainly been Amari Williams if he was still in a UK jersey, just because he's a great passer. He was so big that it was going to be hard to kind of get in his way. But you watch Colin Chandler, I don't know how he even he could see anything with the LSU guy just jumping like that.
Was the play supposed to go to Otega? I know no. Pope said something that the play was supposed to go to Otega Owe.
No, they were decoys. They were distractions. I don't know why they lied about that. And not to call them a liar. I'm very well could be wrong. I'm wrong all the time. But no, the 2 hottest guys that half, Denzel Aberdeen and Owe, are just running right next to each other. They were used to try to make sure Malachi was going to be one nice cutting. Paul happened, and he was, I think, take attention away from Malachi. He has good hands. Mm-hmm. No, I think they drew it up exactly how they drew it up.
Do you think they lied about it on purpose?
Gamesmanship?
Producer Mitch away. People are 1 second or 2 seconds left. It's pretty common basketball philosophy and strategy to throw it to your biggest guy. Again, because it's a long throw. But I'll say this. Too many times teams half-court heave in that situation. I would much rather roll the dice with throwing it the length of the floor and shenanigans than just relying on like a 50-footer.
And it worked out. In the moment, I was at 50 feet. So if it's from 50, I was worried that anytime you make it down, and it could have been. Yeah. I mean, it really should have been. The guy was right there. He missed time to jump by and missed it by centimeters. I just so happy. Dude, I can't believe that happened. I'm still woke up today, pulled up the highlight, and I probably watched Malachi Moreno make that shot 50 times.
Yeah, I showed the 4-year-old. She couldn't have cared less. I mean, she was just like, why did their cheerleaders have purple pom-poms? I mean, that's where her brain goes with it, but it was just like, here, come here, daughter. You don't care about sports, but I'm going to make you. You're going to have to watch this video that made Daddy so happy last night. A texter says, I enjoyed watching the video Steven posted, but I couldn't help but laugh when he and his dad were wildly celebrating, but his grandfather was more concerned with scoring the last play correctly. It was like he had to figure out exactly all right, who do I give this to?
He pushed me off of him. Yeah. I was trying to give him a hug, and he pushed me off of him, and who got what? Malachi? All right, he's writing it down. What's the final score? So, that's how he's always been with the stats. There was one other time I remember him. It was like the first time I saw my grandfather show emotion over a Kentucky game, and it was South Carolina. I think it was 2006. Rajon Rondo pulls up from 3 and buries it to beat South Carolina 80-78, I think was the final score. And he was like stomping his feet as he was putting the 3 next to Rondo. It was cool. What a moment.
Yes, a texter says, Peak, what has been your grandfather's favorite basketball game to watch?
Any of them that they win is going to be up there. We talked about the 1978 team last night as I was going through his notebooks, finding some of the best games. Any national championship game, pick one. He's a big fan of all of them. We had the 96 game. We had the 96 championship game next to his stats with Pope as a coach and Pope as a player. That was kind of fun. I don't know if he has a favorite game. I'll ask him though.
We got a YouTube comment that has a question. It says, do your feet have to stay still when inbounding the ball, in parentheses, outside of a made basket?
Yes.
Yes.
After a made basket, you can run the baseline.
You are given like a box, basically. Like you can shuffle your feet.
You get a little more depth.
Yeah. So Colin actually takes a little 2-step and then throws, which is perfectly legal.
Really?
Yeah, I believe so.
Well, I know you do get that box, but I thought it was almost like a pivot foot necessarily. But I could be wrong about that. But you can't run the baseline. We are right about that. Did you answer the question about your grandfather's favorite basketball game to watch?
Yes, I did.
Okay, gotcha. I sometimes wonder if TJ and I are watching the same games. You said multiple times that Lowe played poorly against Alabama, 21 points. Are you sure you're not talking about Mississippi State that I've referenced his 2 of 11 shooting performance against Mississippi State? You sure you're right about that one, buddy? And last night, Yelovich couldn't get it going offensively, 11 points in 21 minutes, third leading scorer for the Cats. Offensively, I bet you're probably right into calling me out for that one. But that's what Pope said. So I was probably just more paraphrasing him. Pope's quote after the game was, if he starts hitting threes, it's really going to open up things for the entirety of the offense. 2 of 4 last night, I'm fine with. So you're right to call me out on that one, and I'll do a hand up. But I don't think I said Jalen Lowe had a bad offensive game against Alabama. He was 1 of 5 from 3, but you live with that. I would like to think I was talking about the Missouri game.
Was this on a post-game show, or is this on our show?
Don't know. I say a lot. I talk a lot. Sometimes I misspeak, and I think I even did it when talking about Missouri when I said Mississippi State. But the Missouri game, he was not good offensively. Alabama, that was a fine game offensively, and I said that, then I was wrong. A texter says, Peak 2. TJ, I respect your opinion. Are you on the ship that Pope is in over his head and can't get it done here? Please take into account other coaches' careers while also acknowledging the landscape of sports in 26. Peak 2, if you want my position, I think you can get that by reading some of my texts.
I'll give you my opinion after the break. You want to go to
Yeah, we're long overdue. Good call. All right, one final segment of Kentucky Roll Call coming up next. We'll read your text into the Gameday Men's Health Textline, 502-414-1450. Back after this. Welcome back. One final segment, Kentucky Roll Call here on Big X Sports Radio. Stephen Peak, producer Matt Childers, TJ Walker on your Thursday. Join us out at Bootleg Barbecue, Bardstown Road, close to the Bullitt County line. I don't think it's quite in Bullitt County, but don't hold me to that. I think it's in Jefferson County.
I'm pretty sure it is. It's pretty close to where I live.
It is close to the line, though. If you go a little bit further down,
I'll give everybody my address so you can see how close it is.
Exactly. But that sounds good. Come out and see us. It's going to be delicious. I love their food. I'll probably just be eating during the entire show. So looking forward to that one tomorrow. The Gameday Men's Health Textline, 502-414-1450. All right, it was a great radio tease, Stephen Peak, before the break. I'll let you take it from here.
All right, yeah, the text into the Gameday Men's Health Textline says, are you on the ship that Pope is in over his head, et cetera, and can't get it done here? Please take into account other coaches' careers while also acknowledging the landscape of sports in 2026. I go back to last season and go watch that Florida game again. I know Kentucky made a lot of shots. Go watch the Mississippi State game again. Go watch both Tennessee games again where Kentucky was without Andrew Carr, without Lamont Butler. And then when they won at home, they were without Lamont Butler and Jackson Robinson. Mark Pope can coach. I fully have faith in his ability to coach a team. I think last night is another example of that, TJ. Kentucky missed a lot of shots in the first half. Second half, they go 8 for 11. It all evens out. They shoot, 43%, highest percentage they've shot so far this season from three in a high major game. He desperately needs a GM. Because while I like a lot of these players individually, like Mo Diabate, I think Mo Diabate helps all teams win games. Mm-hmm. I don't know how he fits into what Mark Pope wants to do. I understand he wanted to get more tough. He wanted to get better defensive players and try to coach them up on the offensive side. Just do what you know how to do. You know what I mean? So go get a GM, and then let's see. He's not, because we've talked about it yet. He's not. A year 3 is happening.
It is definitively happening.
I mean, I'm 99.8% sure. I don't know why it's that specific, but it is.
And the only way it wouldn't happen is two things. One, and again, this season last night was huge. You can find another day. So who knows what is left to be said about this team. But two things would lead. Let's say it's a bad season, and it has been a bad season. Mark Pope could just say, like, I'm clearly not the guy. I care about this.
He'd be the one guy to do it, right?
I'd care about, exactly. If there would be one person on the planet that'd be like, hey, I know I'm not getting it done, and you all want somebody else, and that's not going to happen, though. I mean, I would put that at, like, less than 1%. And then the second option, which is maybe even less likelier, is Mitch Barnhart hangs it up in March, and then the new AD is just like, all right, my first big splash, you're out. I'm hiring somebody new.
It's possible.
Which is also just not going to happen, because whoever replaces Mitch Barnhart will be handpicked by Mitch Barnhart.
More than likely. And that's a really tough thing to do is as a new guy, right? To come in and make the biggest.
To give the basketball coach 1 year is almost a freebie for you. Where if it goes well and you get to keep it going, it's like, all right, woohoo. And then if it doesn't go well, it'll be like, well, I didn't hire him, right?
Right. So you get 1 year of grace by not having, because you'd already have Will Stein.
Absolutely.
You have everything already set. This is actually, like, if you talk about AD jobs, and like, this is one that's, whether you're set up for success or not is a whole different thing, but you got the football thing going. You got Kenny Brooks. You got Mingione doing his thing. Volleyball's rolling. Basketball's the one that you're like, can we get it back to where it should be? But yeah, you're right. You get another year of, let's just see what happens, and then you can make a hire. He needs to have a GM. I think that's so clear. You got to put together a better roster. You give Mark Pope and this staff a great team. I do think that they're better on the court coaches than a lot of the coaches in the SEC. I believe that. But the thing that worries me is not just roster building, but right now the inability to get some of the top talent that you need to have. That TJ, you need to have. Like last year, I loved that team. Amari Williams was a unicorn. They had a bunch of like really, really good players, maybe even great, but not like that top tier, the guy that's gonna Castle at UConn, how they're able to win it that year. Last year was who's the Florida guy?
Walter Clayton.
Walter. Yeah, I was thinking Walker because I had your name right, but yeah, Walter Clayton Jr. You got to have somebody like that. I feel like to ultimately win a title, and that's the part of it that he's struggled with. It's the part that we were most worried about. True, also, right?
Sure. Texter, to answer your question, yes, I do think he's in over his head. I don't think he'll win a national championship at Kentucky, but winning national championships are hard. But I don't.
Five coaches have done it at this school.
He is. I mean, there's no real debating if he's in over his head or not in over his head. The things he's said this season, the way games have gone, the lineups, the roster management decisions, it's all just been bizarre, and that all leads back to obviously. He's probably in over his head a little bit.
Do you think he can grow into it, though?
Yeah, he can. He can. And time can change everything, and he can learn, and he's smart, and he'll adapt. But as it stands right now, I can only judge what we've seen. Last year was good. The fact he took such a big step backwards is concerning to me. Yeah. He should be growing into it now, and he hasn't. It's gotten worse. And this is probably his first rainy day at the University of Kentucky. As a player, he only knew sunshine and rainbows. Yeah. Last year was a honeymoon, and he wasn't Calipari, and people loved him. So this is his first time feeling the heat turned up a little bit, and the dude is just crap. Time to change that narrative and to turn it around. But he was saying super weird stuff. The lineups have been weird. The results have just been unacceptable. And let's not forget, I mean, Kentucky went how long without a field goal yesterday? How long without a jump shot field goal? How long without a second player making a field goal? That stuff is embarrassing to watch. I'm happy that it ended well, and all's well that ends well. But we can't just gloss over it. How do you come out a basketball game that way? How is that the way that you start? How is that the way that your team is hungry for, it's a big, you can't afford to lose that game. And that's how you come out. LSU couldn't afford to lose that game. We saw how they came out. Now, again, it turned out all right, and I'm happy with that. But, yeah, I still think the guy's over his head.
TJ.
And over his head.
It was 18-3 at the 11:25 mark. And you know what? I was telling my dad watching the game, I was
Those
like,
were 2 free throws.
LSU's not even playing that good.
I agree, yeah. I was like, LSU is doing okay. Like, they got to be probably happy just with the lead, but it could have been a lot worse. Kentucky's defense wasn't total booty cheek, quite like their offense, but it could have even been worse than that. So I still have, obviously, some big concerns. The Jasper conversation feels like it's going the way of Dante Allen. He's not good enough for big-time college basketball at this point, not strong enough, not quick enough. Hopefully he gets there eventually. Probably fair. He's good at all those things, but at the SEC level, against guys that are bigger and longer than he isn't quick enough or good enough with his handles to just get where he needs. And he's not big enough just to be able to shoot over anybody or pull up anywhere. And you're right about the strength, and that's probably going to be something that never goes in his favor, but I could be wrong about that. But it probably ain't going to happen for Jasper Johnson this year. Now, without a true point guard, he's going to get more chances, so knock down some shots, find some open guys, passing something that you can still be a good passer despite all those things the texter said. But yeah, I probably ain't going to be this year for him. But he's got potential. I don't want to I don't want him to transfer.
He's really talented. I've seen it. I've seen it in person. Watch his tape. I know it's OTE and it's like the carnival basketball stuff, but the goal is 10 feet. The 3-point line is the same as it is in college. I thought that he would be a lot further along by this point, and you couldn't play him in the second half. You couldn't. And Denzel Aberdeen and Ortega were playing great, but even if they weren't playing like their best, that was Denzel Aberdeen's best game as a Kentucky Wildcat.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And even if it was just another average Denzel game, I still don't think you could have played Jasper in the second half. Maybe you roll the dice with him if Denzel's missing shots, but he just doesn't.
Sometimes biggest issue is similar to kind of Mo Diabate and some other guys on this team. It's like, are you checked in or are you checked out? Because when you're checked in, even if your shots aren't falling, we can live with that. He's getting in passing lanes, and he's just being disruptive, and he's active, and he seems to be a good leader. But Denzel's not immune to, at times, just kind of dogging it like anybody else on this team. Last night was not one of those nights.
No. I'm hoping that this gets people locked in, and
Yeah.
Maybe
Denzel is like, hey, I got to be the leader on this. Like Ortega and I.
Yeah.
We got to be the Batman and Robin, Robin and Batman, whoever it is. Let's take things over. I agree with you.
Hey, you know what's cool is that I've got to watch 2 games with my dad the last 2 seasons. Last night and the Oklahoma game at Oklahoma last year. So both games were walk-off wins where I believe Kentucky was down 1 on their final possession and scored a bucket to win the game. That's cool.
You may have to have a couple more watch parties.
I don't know, man. I can't handle these last second shot stuff. Can we? I said it before the game yesterday. Can we get a big lead on somebody? Probably not going to happen on Saturday, or maybe it will and they'll blow it. That's what will happen.
Nazi Muhammad's layup at Vandy for a last second shot. Yeah. What? Tubby had to run him off the floor?
There was no review at that point, right? There was no video review. I
forgot Nazir Muhammad existed.
Really? He played in the NBA for 45 years.
I know.
The reason that he forgot he existed.
Oh, okay.
My whole experience with Nazir Muhammad was I used to play my team a lot. Single time, you know how they the season.
Yeah,
I thought it was Nazir Muhammad.
That's great.
Almost every year. I don't know why.
So on that, I don't. Do you think he got off? Muhammad, have you had a good replay?
I don't think he probably was going to go over time.
Do we still not know what the last jump shot to win a game at the buzzer is?
That's a funny time in history. That was Jack. Oh, more time. I know you're in the locker room, but everybody's got to come. On, told him the game was over. We're going to move on from it. It was such a funny time in history.
Yeah.
And I think what? Sorry.
The last time Kentucky hit a jump shot at the buzzer, clock is at 0. No more inbounds. The clock's not going to run out. Ball leaves his hand. When's the last time that happened? Not a layup. Nazi's was a runner.
Yes.
I'm still going to count it as a layup. Is that fair?
Yeah. It really wasn't a layup, but it also wasn't a jump shot either.
Yeah.
It wasn't, like a set.
What do you think it was?
Don't know.
They've had opportunities. Antonio Reeves versus Vanderbilt in 2023 landed just short.
Did Quade Green have one against Vandy?
He had a layup,
but
there's still time left.
Yeah. Yeah. Brad from Bellbrook. Where you been, Brad? Hey, fellas. What a ride last night was, from the lowest of lows to the highest of highs. That's why sports are the best. Shout out to Peak for the awesome video of him and his grandpa celebrating the win. What a great moment. Yep, you're absolutely right. And that's why sports are the best and the absolute worst. But just one random shot, hundreds and hundreds of miles away from me, dictated my evening and my following 24 hours.
That is why I put it like that.
That's where we're at. But Twitter would have been, I probably would have, maybe this would have been a good thing, but probably would have been off my phone a lot more just because I don't want to have to see UK losing to LSU. It was just, that was big. UK, this fan base needed that.
We had
the team probably needed that.
Brandon in our group chat. We all know Brandon Ramsey, KSR, breaking down the film. He's in our group chat and he says we deserve a buzzer beater. And there you go. We got it.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. It was a wild night of college basketball. We've touched on it a little bit.
Yeah.
Did you see the FBI news?
I did. I had that in my notes, but we
really don't have enough time to kind of get into everything.
How naive are we that we think that wasn't going to happen, especially at some of the smaller schools?
Okay, well, now you got to say it.
Say it.
Oh, what? What do you mean?
You're all alluding to it. You got to go ahead through with it now.
Yeah, well, okay. Well, 20 people have been charged in a point-shaving scheme involving 39 college basketball players on 17 Division I teams, leading to 29 games being fixed, and that comes from a federal indictment unsealed Thursday in the Eastern District of Pennsylvania. And there are some familiar, including one L. Blakeney, who was at the center, I think, of the Katina Powell scandal. Or no, was he the Nike? No, that was. I get my U of L scandals all mixed up.
Yeah,
Brian Bowen was the
Brian Bowen was the Adidas.
And then Antonio Blakeney was involved as one of the recruits in the Katina Powell
How long ago
scandal.
was that?
A long time ago.
So wait, when was he betting on games?
Well, he was also, I think, doing it a little bit in the NBA as well. So,
Oh, okay. So not all of this is college related.
Yeah, not all of it, but in this instance, the majority of it is.
Okay.
The schools are Abilene Christian, who Kentucky played in the NCAA tournament.
2017.
Alabama State, Buffalo, who
Thank
Kentucky also played in the NCAA tournament. That was 18, I believe, for Buffalo.
Yes.
Coppin State, DePaul, Eastern Michigan, Fordham, Kennesaw State, LaSalle, New Orleans, Nicholls State, North Carolina A&T, Northwestern State, Bobby Moe, Robert Morris, St. Louis, Southern Miss, and Tulane are the schools that were mentioned. We don't really have enough time to get into all of it, but there is a funny angle to all this. According to the documents, there was a player on DePaul Blue Demons. Specifically on or about February 24th, the defendant sent the defendant a screenshot of an internet page with a photograph of the defendant and his basketball statistics from DePaul. The defendant texted back, worst team in the Big East. He ready to tap in the point-shaving scheme? And the defendant responded back, already got him. And according to Mike Rutherford, DePaul was throwing games during this season when it went 3-29 overall, 0-21 in the Big East, 3-29, 0-21 in the Big East.
Wow.
And Mike Rutherford notes that team beat Louisville by 7. Games, and they were able to beat Kenny Payne, producer.
That is insane.
Honestly, I'm at the point that Kenny Payne's legacy only gets funnier by the day. Like, it honestly,
anymore,
I'm not even like angry at it anymore. It's almost like an ethereal experience, like a universe.
Yeah, it's
my favorite part is you listed Eastern Michigan.
Yes,
I want to know how long ago that was, or more recent that was, because I mean, Cincinnati lost to Eastern Michigan this year. West Look.
Yeah, who was that guy that was going to U of L, but he ended up going to Michigan and playing here?
When was this?
Like 3.
Couldn't remember. That would be Kenny Payne era.
It was Kenny Payne era.
Blacked it out.
Yeah, I forget what. Amani Bates. I don't think he's been mentioned in this for what it's worth, but I wonder if he is. I haven't really totally gotten to read it during. I skimmed it during that commercial break, but that's what I'm going to be checking out. After the show, we will be at Bootleg Barbecue on Bardstown Road tomorrow. Come out and have some delicious food. Get your weekend started off right. This is Kentucky Roll Call on Big X Sports Radio. Thanks again to Corey Price. We'll see you on Friday.
The Big AM 1450 and 96.1 FM WSVW Jeffersonville. W230CK Jeffersonville.
Are you feeling self-conscious about whether full replacement